Hey everybody, welcome back to part 12 of our Knightquest The Crusade coverage here. This is the big Batman Catwoman crossover, and hopefully this will go good because this is the 5th time I've tried making this video and something's gone wrong, so hopefully it won't take me 12 times. This is part 4 of the big Batman Catwoman crossover. When I first started this, I forgot part 4. I thought it was only 3 parts, but part 4, the conclusion, is in Catwoman number 7. And I had said, if you read Catwoman first and then Batman, or Batman first and then Catwoman, it gives you kind of a different take on the story. But this is definitely the conclusion. This is definitely the final chapter, any way you read it. And the artwork is great. Great Jim Balent artwork. Nothing says 90s comics like Jim Balent's Batman and Catwoman going at it. Story, I had some issues with the story. So let's just look into it here. Once again, artwork is interesting. Insert your own adjective. But it takes off right where Batman 504 ended, and they're in the Gargoyle Museum, which only Gotham City could have a Gargoyle Museum. But they're in the Gargoyle Museum, Catwoman surrounded. It looked like at the end of the issue, Batman would just take off, but he's kind of still hanging around. Some of the same dialogue is used here in this part as is in Batman 504. But Catwoman's kind of surrounded. Then we kind of have a recap of the whole, what was going on and the whole chemicals and the Zyklon C and all that, which is just really a recap. Same thing over here. And then Catwoman, I don't know, this part I thought was kind of weak. She taps her heels, and then the police start freaking out because they hear what sounds like a giant lion, and somehow there's a shadow of a lion. And so the Gotham City police just open fire like machine gun, hundreds and hundreds of rounds. I don't know why they would do that just from a shadow and noise, but that gives Catwoman the ability to escape. She says, "Haha, see you later, but I'm not a terrorist." And what they were shooting at just turned out to be the cat with that special collar that Catwoman had. So I don't know how the cat got up there, how it knew to go to the Gargoyle Museum that quick when they kind of crashed in there, how the collar even works, why the cat wasn't riddled with bullets if they were shooting. So that kind of just made you go, ugh, you know, kind of, all right, 90s comics, let's go. So then Catwoman takes off, and then we got the two guys who stole the chemicals from I guess from Catwoman, and they were part of her ecological group. But I thought they were working with the terrorists, but it turns out that they are also terrorists, but on the other side of it, that they want to kill all the people at the trade conference. They're like extreme eco-terrorists, which is kind of, I don't know, it just kind of seemed weird. And then they're arguing, and they got the notes here, and honestly, I was kind of losing interest in this part of the story. And so they decide to kidnap Job, and there he is with the leader of the group. And I don't know, this is just like, they pull up in the van. The first thing they do is punch her in the face and say, "Eat fist, Valentine," which, wow, that's really 90s. And, you know, Doogie was doing this here. And they just leave her in the street and drive away. You know, it's kind of weird. So then, here's Batman. Awesome art. The art is just awesome. Sees the bat signal. But as we find out in the police headquarters, they didn't like the signal. So then, if it's not the police, who did? And, of course, it's Catwoman. So Batman comes in. Catwoman and him have like a little exchange. She eats an apple. It's all just kind of like basic stuff. It's just kind of random. But somehow through this conversation, he convinces her that, she convinces him that she is not a terrorist, but that she needs his help to take down the true terrorists. And so he agrees. And so off they go. And it's pretty basic, simple. And Batman's got his very Norm Brayfogle inspired Batmobile, which is odd because in Detectives it looked like he was not going to use a Batmobile and be using these train cars in the subway, and we really haven't seen much of that since the robbery with the Trigger twins. But anyway, turns out they took the scientist to like a high school here in Gotham, and were trying to get him to make the chemicals so they could mix them together. And Batman and Catwoman, they know to come here. They smash in. They have a little go around with one of the guys, but the other guy, I think it's Doogie gets away. Nothing says Batman, like some high school lockers. Doogie gets away, and so now they've got to try to stop him from releasing the dangerous Zyklon C into the nasty trade summit, but oh, they're too late. He's done it. You all be sucking Zyklon, which that's, I don't know, kind of I don't know. I just don't like that. But anyway, he starts choking and coughing. The police show up with gas masks, and it turns out that the poison that the professor made was just, I guess, what was it? Tear gas. So it kind of gave them all a headache, but not too bad. And then here goes Catwoman. She makes an announcement to these trade groups to tell them to take better care of the environment while she's hanging on to a rope of a helicopter in a city with one hand, which looks cool, but very impractical. And she flies away, and Batman shakes his fist at her. Nothing's more threatening than shaking a fist, even though I think he has a grappling hook on that fist that he could shoot and catch her or something, but nah, he just shakes his fist at her. And then we find out next time it'll just be a Catwoman story. We're back to Catwoman being in her own book. And so overall, I would give the whole story arc maybe a C. It's fairly mediocre. It has some good art. The art would be above average, especially the Jim Balent stuff. But also, if you like Kelly Jones, you got to love his covers, and Mike Manley's art is awesome as always. Story-wise, it's kind of, I don't know, not that good. And it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move along Batman or Catwoman's, story arc at all. It's just kind of like running on a treadmill, going nowhere. So overall, we'll look into some more Knightquest the next time. Sorry this video took a little while to post. Sorry I wasn't a little more positive on it. But anyway, that is Catwoman number 7. And this is Robin. Everyone loves the Drake video YouTube podcast. See you next time.